you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Josh, that was some brilliant hitting there. Always nice to beat Australia. Pleased to take the team home.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great feeling to be able to walk off at the end, having won the game for your team. Obviously, a big game for us with a chance to win the series today, and we were determined to do that. And from the first over, Jofra Archer set the tone brilliantly, picking up a big wicket, and that really set us on our way.
Just on yourself, obviously done so well in T2 and T20 cricket, but yet to get 100 in the format, you set high standards. Is that the next goal from a personal point of view for you?
No, not at all. The goal is to try and win games of cricket for the team. I'm not really too fussed about the personal milestones. If on a day 30 not out wins you the game, then that's fantastic. It's about winning games of cricket for the team, and the personal milestones, of course, if you play well, they generally come along. But your focus is on the team.
Cheers, Justin.
Okay, we'll go with Lawrence and then Chris Stocks, please.
Hi, Jos. There's sort of continued debate for some reason, because you keep scoring runs, about who should open in the T20 side. Presumably it's your favourite position, and if you were told that you'd be opening in the World Cup in a year's time, you'd be very happy.
Yeah, I think it probably is my favourite position to bat in T20 cricket. I've had most of my success in 2020 at the top, but I think that's natural. You know, if you bat in the top three in T20 cricket, I think it's the best place for anyone. I think we've probably got 8 or 9 guys who'd stick their hand up to bat in the top 3. So I'm very happy there, but I'm also very happy to do whatever the team needs of me. If I've played a lot of my career of 2020 and one-day cricket batting in the middle, so I'm very comfortable doing that as well. So the decision really is for the coach and the captain to decide.
Do you feel like you're hitting the ball as sweetly as you have ever have?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's amazing how it can turn around, isn't it? You hang in there long enough, and I've missed playing T20 cricket. I'm really looking forward to this series, because it's been a long time since I've played white ball cricket, and it's something I really enjoy playing. I love the formats and feeling in good touch. I think especially when you play against Australia, it gives you a lot of determination to play well. And I think the competition for places in the side has really been driving me as well. Guys have been coming in and playing really well, and when you're missing out, you feel that pressure. So to come back in, you sort of feel like you have to play well.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll go with Chris.
Hi, Jos. I think if you win on Tuesday, you guys can take over from the Australians at #1 in the world in T20. How much of a carrot is getting to the top of the rankings in both these white ball formats?
A little bit. I don't think it's been something we've really discussed as a side, but certainly the 50 over tournament, the research told you that the winner of that tournament generally came from the top 2 ranked sides in the world. So if the same rings true of T20, then that's obviously a good place to be. We're building for that World Cup in a year's time. We've been putting in some decent performances now as a side and building nicely, getting role clarity for guys and getting experience under people's belts, which has served us well planning for the 50 over World Cup. That experience and exposure, I'm sure the same is evident in T20.
I'm guessing the way you're shaping up and the way England are as well, it's just a shame that the tournament in Australia, which was going to start next month, is being postponed, isn't it?
Oh, a little bit. I think we all wish that nothing had ever happened and we'd have just carried on. But they've been postponed for a year, which actually gives us more time to get more games under people's belts, more role clarity. People will play in the IPL and Big Bash and Pakistan Super League in that time as well, getting exposure in high pressure situations. So if anything, it probably suits us better. We should be a better side in a year's time.
Okay, Dean and then John, please.
Yeah, hi Josh, well batted. I wondered whether just that immediate reaction to Friday's game when Australia looked like they were cruising and then obviously lost those wickets, and maybe something similar was happening here when Owen got out the 3rd wicket to go. Were you kind of really determined to make sure you stayed there and kind of learnt from that and finished the game off?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think on those kind of wickets, it's much harder for the guys coming in. Once you've taken a few balls on the wicket and get used to the pace, and it certainly becomes a lot easier for the guy in there. So having faced a lot of balls, I felt a lot of not pressure, but I felt responsibility to see the team home. It was fantastic from, that actually Morgs gets the run rate down easier by taking Zampa on, and the same, actually a lot of credit for Moeen Ali, who came out and as the leg spinner came on, he said, I'm happy to take this guy on, and played 2 great shots, which really finished the game.
Yeah, I'll just get a quick word on Mo, really. What was you said what the conversation was, but how impressed were you with the way he was able to execute that and put the game to bed really almost before your final 6?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it takes a lot for a guy to take that ownership. Mo's a fantastic team player, and we know he's a brilliant striker against spin bowling. So, he said to me, "I'm very happy to take him on," and I think that level of commitment for any batter, serves you well. And like you say, those 2 shots, really saw us through the game.
Thank you.
Okay, John, Matt, and then we'll finish with Will.
Jos, you've made it clear that you really enjoy opening. Was there any thought they might stick with Tom Banton after his success against Pakistan and utilise your power down the order? Did you always expect to stay up top?
I don't know, to be honest. I actually asked Morgs, where do you want me to bat? And he said, I want you to continue opening. So that was the extent of the conversation. I think obviously Tom Banton's a fantastic young player. He's played brilliantly in that Pakistan series. And again, Jason Roy's missing from this side as well. One of the best openers in white ball cricket in the world. So we've got lots of strength in depth. It's something that's the mark of good teams. Good players all fighting for positions. And I think that's going to be serving us well as we go forward.
Just the last 6 there, you sort of got hold of that one pretty well. Do you have a little league table in your head of the biggest 6s you've hit?
No, I don't. But that was pretty sweet, that one.
Yeah, we kind of came off somewhere close to the middle, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, Matt Roller, please, and then finish with Will Macpherson.
Hi, Jos. I think you were 25 or 24 after 10 overs today. Was that always a sort of conscious plan to try and take it deep and bat all the way through?
Yeah, I think once I came through the power play, and it's one of those wickets where I felt like you needed some balls under your belt to get used to the pace of it. And then once I came through the power play, sort of the game was set up like a one-day chase. So irrelevant of me opening, I just saw it as as if I was coming in the middle order of a one-day game, and the equation was to try and chase those runs down. And got a nice partnership going with David Milan, who continues to play fantastically well, takes a lot of pressure off you at the other end when the guy's playing in such great form, and those partnerships are key in chasing these kind of scores down. Keep that momentum going throughout the innings, and I thought that took us a long way in the game.
And then you touched on the schedule, obviously straight after the IPL, after the 50 over series. Is it quite nice for you having that opportunity to focus on formats for a long period rather than chopping and changing?
I don't mind chopping and changing, to be honest. I think can keep you fresh quite mentally, and sometimes if you're searching for form, it's quite nice to have a change and do something different. But I think the nature of international sport at the minute is there is a lot of cricket, so you have to manage your time. But of course, as well, when you do get those chances to really focus on things and take time, if that's going well, it certainly can serve you really well taking that forward. So once you get on a bit of a roll in a format, it's nice to continue that. But also, I came into this feeling very confident, having faced a lot of balls in the last few tests. So I think it works both ways.
Cool. And then Will to finish, please.
Jos, can I just ask about the sort of power and value of having pace in a bowling attack in T20? I think Jofra clocked almost 96 mph in his second over today. Did you guys notice that? Did you feel like he was bowling absolutely rapid? Obviously, Woody at the other end as well. And what do you think that does, for a batting side? Intimidatory factor, I suppose.
Yeah, it is. I think as an opening batsman, the last person you want to face first up is Jofra Archer with a brand new ball. And like you said, we spoke the other night how well those two guys, pace can create wickets. It creates doubt as a batsman, and those two guys have pace in abundance. Jofra and Woody, not only do they bowl fast, but they have fantastic skills. And when you watch Jofra certainly keeping wicket, when you watch him travel to the wicket as he does, I think in those last two games, he's going to bowl fast.
Who's been hitting the gloves harder from your perspective?
They're pretty similar, to be honest. They're both, a bit different. Obviously, Woody with a shorter, skiddier, and Jofra can be more over the top with those bounce. But it's a nice thing to have as a side. Those two steaming in and try and steer clear of them both in the nets.
Okay, thank you everyone. Cheers.